Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my boyfriend Brian. He is my special guest today. Brian fled the scene. That's fine. So I can do this myself. First, I want to say that when I said in my first video that I was going to do a story time where you guys were going to be like, no way. And I said I was going to be like, way. This is that story time. I know I said it was going to be my next video, but it ended up being the drunk get ready with us. So this is going to be the story time that I was talking about. So this story is like, what this person did was very wrong. Like, it was so wrong. Like, I was just like, dang, bro. Like, that's really messed up, but whatever. I'm not gonna use names because that's like, I'm bigger than that, so I'm not gonna be green and be like, so this person, like, his name was, and then his name was. I'm not doing it. There's just 3 names that I really need to use. So main is Bob. Second one, I don't think I did that one. Second one, we're just gonna call him Edward. We're gonna call him Edward. And then the third person, we're just gonna call her Jenny. We're gonna call her Jenny. Jenny didn't do anything wrong at all. Jenny's dope. I love Jenny. Now I'm going to introduce you guys to Sid's story time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sid's story time. Yes, we have a tale today to tell, and the tale is called A Pathological Liar. It's terrible. It's so bad. I honestly think like there's something in there. I don't know. Oh, first, before I say that, I'm low-key kind of a bad storyteller, but I'm gonna try and do my best. I like jump around a lot, so let's just hope I do good. It all started off in high school. I transferred schools. I didn't really know a lot of people. I hated being the new kid. It was like, I hated it. I knew a couple people. It was just, hello. I was just very uncomfortable. I didn't like it. So I had one of my classes. I can't exactly remember which class it was. I don't know if it was English or reading. I don't know. But this was like in 10th grade. I met Bob in 10th grade. You know, he was like one of those like extra, he was like one of those extra gay guys, you know, like, you know, he was cool and everything. Like, you know, I liked him. He was funny. So I was like, yo, like we were friends, you know. We went to prom together. I mean, even though we hadn't really talked like that in a while, like we would make like little comments like on Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, or Twitter, but you know, not really like talk like that, but we were still cool, you know? So on my 21st birthday, I invited Bob and his fiance, oh crap, what did I call him? Edward. And his fiance, Edward. So I was like, oh, you know, you guys can come on the boat with us, you know, because I got a boat and jet skis, blah, blah, blah. Like, you guys can come. It's going to be fun. So they're like, okay, cool. Have fun. Whatever. That's not really that important to the story. Bob said that he had his own, like, car detailing company. Like, it was, like, a huge company with, like, luxury cars. And I was like, dang, that's cool. You're doing good for yourself, you know? Like, that's dope. I'm so stupid. Now that I think back at it, but anyways. So, you know, he would say like, oh, I have like this new house. We live in this new house. And it's like nice, it's big, you know, it's 2-story. There's a 6-car garage. There's a 6-car garage. I'm always cooking. Just extra about it, just boasting. He was just like, oh, I have all of this and that. I mean, you ain't really gotta like be all that extra, you know what I mean? But that was just him. He was just extra. He said he was gonna have an engagement party, and you know, it was some people that, you know, I knew from high school. Like we were still friends, so you know, they came to my party and like kind of like my party kind of like, you know, united us all together. So we were just like in a group chat, whatever. So there was this one day, because like we were in the group chat, and I used to work at this place where it was just like trash. Like I hated it. Back to that. You know, we're in the group chat, and you know, I'm like telling them like, you know, like I hate my job. Like I hate it. Like I need to find a new job. And you know, he texts me, you know, separately, and he was like, you know, Sid, I can, you know, get you a job at my company. You can be a receptionist because one of my receptionists is going off to college and I'm gonna need a new one. He was like, you know, you can be an assistant, whatever. But I was like, now that I think of this, this is just crazy. So, you know, he was like, what you're gonna be doing is, you know, you're gonna be like an assistant, like you're gonna come around with me to different meetings and all that, you know, just take notes when people want to make appointments, like, you know, just regular receptionist. And it was paying, like, it was going to pay better than what I was, you know, making at the job that I already had. He said I can work with him, whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. First, his fiance wasn't his fiance at that time. They had like just got engaged. No, that was his fiance. And he was telling the story how, like, because they live over by the Everglades, how Edward pulled up to the house and you can hear the screeching of the car, and you see out the window, whatever, like he's there. And he's like, oh, do you want to go to the beach or do you want to go to the Everglades? And he was like, what are you talking about, Edward? He's like, oh, let's go to the Everglades. He just proposed, but to be honest with you, I feel like that's not how it went, because everything that happened is just like, is anything you're saying real? Like, is it the truth? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now that I look back at it. Anyways, so, you know, he was gonna have his engagement party. So he was like, I'm gonna have you and Jenny, because he said that Jenny was also gonna get a job as the same thing, a receptionist, but for a different part of the dealership. Jeez. So he was like, oh, I want to get you guys some hours and on the payroll. So he was like, meet me at Dunkin' so I can tell you where everything. You messing up my makeup. Okay. Made me forget where I was at. So I was asking him, I was like, so how did you get your company started? It was like, my dad stole my identity. I sued my dad for $1 million. He said he stole his identity when he was 8. I think it was when he was 8. And we're like all of his life. He said because he was trying to do something, and then I can't remember what he said he was trying to do, but then said something went wrong. And he was like, that's when I knew my dad stole it. And I was like, I sued my dad, and we went to court. We went to court, and you know, I got all this money, so that's the reason I'm like a millionaire. So anyways, and then he's oh man, this is hilarious now that I think about it. Now that I'm saying it, oh my God, this is hilarious. Hold on. I need some more water. So, okay, so back to the story. So it comes to the point where he had his engagement party. Like first he sent in the group chat this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful home on the water with like a boat on the water. And I was like, wow, like everyone was like, wow, that's a really nice house. Because they said the house was taken. The house was taken. They had to find another house, right? He was showing me the house like on like the Airbnb app, and you know, I'm looking at it and like, I'm like, it looks kind of small. But when I looked at it, like, you know, I was just like, oh, it's nice. I'm low-key kind of fake. And it was like connected where someone else lived, like on the other side, you know what I mean? During the party, they were like, shh. Thank you. So, you know, he said after the engagement party, because he had a yacht that he was gonna have next day for the, like, after the engagement party. And, you know, we were gonna go to Bimini. Yay. We ended up going to the beach in the morning. But let me tell you, oh my God. The next morning, Bob is like, I have to call the captain of the yacht. He went outside. Let me show you exactly what happened. So he walks outside, right? He walks outside and you see him on his phone. He's like this, you know, talking on the phone like that. Literally, and he's like moving his lips too. Like he's talking to somebody. He's moving his lips too. And then he starts putting his hand on his head. Like something's like going wrong. Like he's like, oh, like still acting like he's talking on the phone. Still acting like he's talking on the phone when he's not. He was not talking to anybody on the phone. There is something wrong there. There's something wrong in the head. So Bob tells us to put in our 2 weeks at our actual job, that we're working at, actually making money. Then he tells me that, oh, I have your check, right? And we're over at our friend's house, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna put the check in your bag. And every single time he would have an excuse to give me my money that he supposedly had. So every time like me and Brian are asking him like, so when are we starting? He would be like, oh, I can't start you guys today because I have to do this and that. And then he'd be like, I'll start you guys on this day. And then we're just like, okay. So when that day comes, he's like, oh, I can't start you guys today. Sorry, I love you guys, but we have to do it like another day. And like me and Brian are just like this is just getting like, what's the word? This is just getting ridiculous. I was like, there's something going on. And I told my mom too. And I told her like, he said he owned a house. And oh, speaking of the house, he brought me to a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. Like at the like big houses, like the entrance was like so nice. And he was like, but we can't go in right now because I forgot the clicker with my mom. My mom has my clicker, and my mom did some digging. So my mom, she found out that there was no property name, like no property in his name all of the cars he said he had, there was only a BMW. My mom, she only found the one car in his name. She found up like an arrest report when he like stole $300. He stole $300 and I guess he got arrested for it. And she only found the apartment, you know, that apartment he brought me to, but I didn't go inside. Maybe that's why. He didn't want me to go inside. Because they live there. But she's like, I don't understand, like, why you have to lie to your friends. Like, everyone's struggling, like, people struggling, like, it's not that big of a deal. So I hit up, I said Jenny. We hit up Jenny and I was like, hey Jenny, did you ever get your check that Bob said he was gonna give you? And she was like, no, I never received it. And I was like, I think there's something going on. I was like, I did some digging and I sent her some information and she's like, bro, you guys come over here right now. So we went over there and she was like telling us like some stuff, like basically like all the stuff that he's saying, like that he's lying. Like all of this stuff that he tells her is like a complete lie from what she like hears from the other side to the other, like from the other person. So, you know, Jenny's telling us what's up. So we figure out that there is absolutely no dealership by the name that he was telling us, because we looked it up. And it was even on like, you know, the Better Business Bureau where it shows like all of like the companies, like you type in a company and it shows you the companies. That company was not on there. Jenny called the luxury like car company that he was working with. She called them or like emailed them or whatever. And then they said they know no one by that name. They know nobody by that name. Bro, the whole thing like was just a lie. And it's just like, how can someone like, and that went on for like, I think like maybe like a month. Like how can someone go on with that for like a whole month? A whole month? Oh my goodness. I just think there's something wrong there. There's like so much to this story that I feel like I missed. But I mean, I didn't go into like complete detail. But that's just like the main story. Somebody was desperate enough that they wanted people to like them, to make up a whole place where they lived, a whole business that did not exist, like a whole bunch of cars, like all of that stuff that did not exist. I'm just like, what is up, bro? But I guess that's all I have. So, the end. The people who know who I'm talking about know what's up. We made a whole like group chat and we like exposed him. Jenny, she got the definition of a pathological liar. She copied and pasted it. So, thank you guys for coming back to my channel. Thank you for watching Sid's Story Time. Thank you. And I will see you guys in my next video. I'm going to drop my social media, even though it's already up on there, but still, gotta do it. Instagram, Sydney.Karina. And then my Twitter, Sydney_Karina. All right, everyone. I will see you in my next video. Peace.